Hello, today I want to talk about how prosperity can make you a more generous person. I have mentioned before, I am an immigrant. I came to Canada about 25 years ago, but I go back to my country every year. Actually, in January, I'll be going back in a few days. And when I'm there, I try to be as generous as possible. So when I came here 25 years ago, I came practically with nothing. I had to work as a janitor and stocking shelf in the supermarket and all kind of minimum wage jobs. But I came with a mentality that I have to survive and that I have to thrive. And now it's been 25 years ago. Although I was never a high income earner, I managed to put enough into investments accounts where now I can begin to give back to my community and I can show some of my generosity only because I am doing a little bit better. Now, also talking about generosity and people who come to Canada to look for better opportunities, my neighbor, she is a girl from Africa and she works two jobs, okay? So she works hard in order to help her family back in Africa. I think her mother has cancer and well, she doesn't have a lot, but she's in a situation where she can get some wealth and send it to her family in Africa. And every year, millions of immigrants come to the United States and Canada to work hard in order to contribute with our families back home in South America or in Asia or wherever that is. But that only happens because we managed to become prosperous in this land, and it's that ability to accumulate some wealth is the thing that allows to be generous. It's this prosperity that allows to be generous with the people back home. So these examples that I just gave you is the logic of my argument that only people who have prosper, who have accumulated some wealth, have the ability to help others. If you are still struggling to feed yourself, to pay your rent, and you are full of debt, this lack of prosperity will prevent you from being generous and of course helping other people. So having money doesn't automatically make you more generous, but at least you have the means to be generous. Some wealthy people, they give because they find the joy in giving. And others, they don't find it as joyful, but they feel trapped in their corner. When they go to the country club and they see all their friends giving to this cause or another one, some people feel back into the corner and say, okay, I'm gonna give to this charity, I'm gonna help these people out, and they don't do it because they're naturally generous. They are doing it either as a social status thing or because they are bored. But the bottom line is that if you are the receiver of some of this help, let's say you are fighting against cancer, which is a common cause, it really doesn't matter to you if the person who gives you the funds, they were enthusiastic about it or that they feel pressure into contributing to this fund. It just doesn't matter. All it matters is that you are receiving the help. On the other hand, there are people who are naturally generous. They will give you everything if they could. But unfortunately, some of these people, they don't have the resources. They are struggling to survive. So it just doesn't matter how generous they are inside. If they don't have the resources, they just don't have the resources. So at the end of the day, you can only be generous when you have the resources, when you have the time and the money and the emotional bandwidth to share, to be with someone, to give them money, to give them your time, your attention, your ideas. Only people who have those things can be generous with them. So let's be real. Many times I can have the best intentions and I can say the kindest word to a friend, but it is money the thing that have a real impact. For example, if my friend is sick, yes, only if I have time to be with her, then I can be with her. But if I have to go to work because I am struggling to pay my bills, then I cannot give my neighbor my time, right? By the same token, I could say, oh, I hope you can buy the drugs that you need to get over your sickness. But I can also, more powerful than that, is saying, here's $100 to help you pay for whatever medication you need. So yes, good intentions, kind words, they are nice, but at the end of the day, a check is a little bit more powerful than that. So one of the ways in which we can be a better person is, first of all, to have more money, and secondly, to have more time, and thirdly, to have the mental space in order to be able to focus on somebody else. Okay, so I'm just going to propose some ideas that could help out. Number one, the way that I build wealth, which may not be the same way that you build wealth, but it works for a lot of people, is to open an investment account and contribute to that investment account regularly. Okay, over time it's going to be built well for you, and you are going to be able to help other people economically. Number two, yes, we all have busy work that we do during the day. We do unnecessary things that we could eliminate. So if you take an inventory of your day and you eliminate the busy work that don't produce anything, now you will have a little bit more time to enjoy with your friends and family, and you could give that attention that is important in friendships, in relationship. And number three, if you have some emotional issues or scars from the past, try to deal with them to get over. Let's say you had a heartbreak, your boyfriend or girlfriend left you, or your boss was mean at you for whatever reason. Try to get over this emotional baggage so that you will have the emotional capacity to be supportive to other people. Many years ago, I read this Roman philosopher called Seneca, and he wrote one of his letters that was titled "On the Shortness of Life." And there is a quote that goes like this: "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long if you know how to use it." Time is our most precious commodity, so we have to constantly try to find ways to best utilize our time. At one time, when I was a recently arrived immigrant, for a few years I was an Uber driver. Okay, and just because of the hours that I choose to drive, the ones with the higher demand, I was making good money, right? But as I was driving, I was always thinking, I am making good money, but I'm sure I can make a better investment of my time. And this was the scene in my mind all the time until I finally figured out ways in which I could invest my time and become more profitable and more enjoyable as well. So I challenge you to always be thinking about ways in which you can spend your time more wisely. If you are doing your 9-to-5 job, that's okay. This is the stage of life where you are right now, and this is what you have to do to pay your bills right now. But always be thinking, okay, how can I better spend my time? How can I better use the resourcefulness that I have in my brain, my creativity, so that I can spend more time with friends, so that I can build more wealth to help others. So that's it for today. Let me know in the comments how you think you can be more generous with the people around you. And until soon. Peace.